How many idiot marketers does it take to convince you that supplements with 9 vitamins and 2 minerals is full spectrum nutrition? Quack Attack Episode 2. Quack Attack is where we break down all the times that nutrition, meditation, acupuncture, and even chiropractics, and even tree hugging has changed people's life for the better, but at one time or another has been viewed as unscientific or quackery.
Quackery.
Today we're going to start with digestive disorders. In this story, digestive disorders, just to give you a little bit about it, digestive disorders are at epidemic levels affecting as many as 2 out of every 3 people. Imagine this guy who had been taking antacids for over 10 years. Every time he would eat, he would take antacids right after to combat the burning sensation in his chest or throat for over 10 years. After finding out from a new colleague at work that acid reflux means too little acid and not too much acid, he did some research to try to disprove his colleague and what he thought was his colleague's quackery and discredit him. But he decided to do the research and to try a broad spectrum digestive support formula that rebalances the pH of the stomach and small intestine. Now that's the key. After as little as 2 weeks, all his symptoms had disappeared and he no longer has to eat antacids like candy mints.
Quack Attack.
It's the Quack Attack once again.
So here's the deal, folks, and that's why it works. The stomach is naturally an acidic organ.
Yes.
It loves acid. And it is acidic so that it can do 2 main functions. Number 1, digest proteins. Those are kind of important.
Yeah.
2, acidify and help absorb minerals at the cellular level.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that only in an acidic state can the body absorb and utilize minerals. If they are alkaline, no go. So the stomach plays a very vital role. Now, when you take antacids, which effectively destroy the stomach acid, you cease protein breakdown and absorption, and you become mineral deficient.
And so when you take an antacid, what happens in your stomach?
Well, the first thing is that you become protein deficient, which means that your muscles are starving.
Yeah.
And it means that you're going to start getting loose and flabby.
But why does it, I want to hear about that too, but why does it, you take an antacid and what happens in your body?
Well, an antacid is a highly alkaline substance and it neutralizes the acid.
It neutralizes the acid in your stomach, and then what happens in your stomach?
Not much.
I thought it did something to where it dumps into something.
Well, yes, we'll get into that process in a second. And so without the acid, you can't absorb minerals and you become mineral deficient. Osteoporosis, osteopenia, brittle bone disease are all accelerated if you use antacids. So here's what happens in the digestive system. The stomach is acidic and it locks everything in so that the digestion of proteins can take place. Once that is done, the stomach naturally loses its acidic state.
Okay.
And this causes a little valve at the bottom of the stomach called the pyloric valve to pop open, and the contents of the stomach is now dumped into the small intestine.
Okay, got it.
The small intestine is alkaline by nature and is utilized for the digestion of carbohydrates.
Got it.
So proteins digest in an acid, carbohydrates digest in an alkaline. If you do this, if you neutralize the acid prematurely, you're going to open that little valve and undigested protein is going to fall into the small intestine where it can't be digested at all ever because it's an alkaline environment by nature.
Okay.
So you're interfering with nature's process of digestion. So when you get heartburn and belching and burping and all of that business, it's because you have too little acid, not too much. And your stomach is trying to work overtime to digest all those proteins, emulsify fats, and so on.
And that's the majority of the time. Of course, you can't say always or you can't say never. But the majority of people who think they have heartburn is really a lack.
Yeah, 99%, 99 out of 100 people, when they have heartburn or acid reflux, it's because of not enough acid. Now, how did we get into this mess? Well, basically by eating overprocessed junk food that has no enzymatic activity whatsoever.
Dead, lifeless food.
Yeah, good old dead, lifeless foods that we talk about often. And they have contributed to the degradation and imbalance of the pH of our digestive system.
Got it.
So what you should be doing is taking a supplement that helps to increase stomach acid, not decrease it.
Yeah.
A good digestive support formula with betaine hydrochloride or hydrochloric acid is an ideal way to solve the indigestion and acid reflux problem correctly.
Nice. Yeah. And so, yeah, a broad spectrum digestion support formula could really be the key to a lot of people to rebalancing that pH.
I can't tell you thousands of times in the last 40 years. People have contacted me about all their digestive problems, and I put them on a good digestive support formula, and you know what happens? Within 3 to 5 days, they don't have any more digestive problems, and they can throw those antacids, which are highly dangerous, in the crapper where they belong.
So there you go. It's another great example of quackery on a digestion level, if you will.
So that, my friend, is another example of the quack attack.
Of the quack attack. That really is. That's one of the greatest examples yet, I think. Another one is micro trace minerals have always been deficient from our foods for over 100 years. So imagine this. This woman is always on the hunt for hair, skin, and nail supplements. Even men now are looking for hair, skin, and nail supplements. And, you know, all the latest craze stuff. And ever since she turned 50, all the creams, lotions, and the gimmicks, none of them seem to make that much a difference. One night out with her friends, she notices her friend's nails and asks what she was using to have such strong, pretty nails. Her friend said that she discovered micro trace minerals. And she, of course, thought first thing, quack attack, quackery. Her friend said she discovered micro trace minerals, and so she went home and she started to research micro trace minerals because she definitely wasn't having the quackery her friend told her about. She went home, started the research, and because she wanted to prove her wrong. After 3 weeks, she thought it couldn't hurt to give it a try, and within another 3 weeks, her nails, after taking a micro trace mineral formula, were stronger than ever, stronger than they had been in years. Her skin had a more natural glow like never before. And even the lady at her salon said her hair was much more stronger and healthier than the last time she had seen her. Now, another great example of the quack attack.
That's right.
So trace minerals deficient from farming, MPK, we've talked about that over and over and over again. But once again, this is another example that trace minerals are the key to hair, skin, and nails. That's one of the foundation things.
They're the key to all kinds of things. And they're simply for the simple reason that these micro trace elements, probably many of which you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Molybdenum, even aluminum, organic aluminum, plays a biological role in your immune system.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that are been misquoted and misinterpreted by the media, by mainstream nutritionists. Those people are the worst. About microtrace elements. But what we need to remember is, first and foremost, microtrace elements are catalysts. A catalyst is something required to make something else happen.
Yeah.
So without microtrace elements, the majority of vitamins and major minerals cannot do their job.
Yeah.
So you've got to have these microtrace elements in place. And unfortunately, they have been deficient in our food for nearly 100 years because of farming techniques. Farmers never replace these microtrace elements in the soil. Therefore, they can't possibly be in the food you eat. And therein lies the problem. And so it's like taking the foundation of your chemistry and ripping it away and expecting everything else that's going to come afterwards to work better. Doesn't happen.
And so lastly, stress affects everyone, even the people who lie and say they're not stressed. So that's a given. This next lady, much more recently, this was in the last 5 years, she had been taking a variety of medications to help her manage stress and anxiety levels. And the side effects started to become almost as bad as the reason why she was taking them in the first place. She decided to consult an alternative practitioner, and he took her in an entirely different direction. He took her in a direction by changing her diet a little and supplying stress supportive nutrients in therapeutic dosage. And over time, she was able to reduce and even eliminate the use of the habit-forming drugs she was taking. Today, she follows this program, and she's a much happier person overall, and another perfect example of even stress is in the quack attack field.
That's right. We're all under stress, folks. Doesn't matter how old you are. We live in a society created by human beings that's turning around to bite us at an ever-increasing big bite with each passing week, it seems.
And we're not just talking about B complex or a B complex formula or pantothenic acid. We're talking about a whole...
Well, there's a full range of things. The B complex nutrients, especially B12, B6, and pantothenic acid, are indeed the stress nutrients. But there's a whole concert of supportive nutrients, herbal extracts, natural anti-anxiety nutrients that are not habit-forming, they're not addictive, and they work very, very well. To deny, probably the biggest threat from stress is denying you have it.
Yeah.
Because you just do. It comes from physical stress from our environment, our diet, emotional stress from worry, fear, anxiety.
Yeah.
It comes from living in the past.
And the future.
Or living in the future, which is the big one. Angsting and worrying about what's coming tomorrow. It hasn't happened yet, so nobody knows.
Yeah. And then stress nutrients are also water soluble.
Yes, and I think that's important to note that these stress nutrients should be taken on a daily basis because they are water soluble,
Yep.
which means they pass out of your system in 48 to 72 hours. So you take it today, by the middle of the week, you're out again.
Yeah.
And that's the downside to them. But nature did that on purpose, so we can't overdose.
Yeah, and that's another good example of those should all be taken with a full spectrum supplement.
Yes, you should, you should never isolate nutrients.
Yeah.
You can. For example, the biggest example would be calcium or vitamin C. People take high doses of calcium out of fear of bone loss. People take high doses of vitamin C because of all the valid research showing that it helps the immune system, helps to prevent the common cold,
Yeah.
the flu, and so forth. And that's great. But vitamin C is a natural diuretic,
Yeah.
which means it's going to flush out the other nutrients. So, but if you take a full spectrum formula, then you can take all the vitamin C you want without concern or worry.
And that's it. Another episode of the Quack Attack. Please stay tuned, subscribe, comment, like, and share your stories. If you've had any quackery that came into your life that turned out to be life-changing.
Not quackery at all.
Not quackery at all.
All right, folks. That's it. Wait till you see what we got coming up next. I just got a story from some associates in Colorado about the woman who reversed her osteoporosis.